Dear students, today in this video we are going for a small recap of a second chapter of economics. The second chapter of economics, it is about the sectors of the Indian economy. Here, the main content of this chapter, it is the classification of economic activities into different types. The first one, it is discussing about the economic activities, classification of economic activities into primary sector, secondary sector and tertiary sector. In another classification, there we are classifying the economic activities on the basis of working conditions. In that classification, we will be classifying the economic activities into two categories, that is organized sector and unorganized sector. And in the last part of the chapter, there we are able to see another classification of the economic activities, and that is on the basis of ownership. There two types we are able to see, that is one is private sector and another one is public sector. Now firstly we will discuss in detail about the first classification of the economic activities. What are the first classification? I told you that is primary sector and secondary sector, and the third one that is tertiary sector. Then what is meant by this primary sector? Students, when we are taking some of the occupation, some of the economic activities, there we are able to see that we are directly contacting with directly we are doing the work on our natural resources. Like in that case, we are like on land area we are doing the farming activities. Otherwise, we are like some of the people they are doing the occupation like fishing. Some of the people they are engaged with mining. They are extracting the minerals from the nature. Then some of the people are there. They are collecting different type of the items. They are collecting from the forest areas. It may be the honey collection. Otherwise, medicinal plants they are collecting. So these type of the activities, like just now I have given you the example, like agriculture. There means actually we from the land area we are doing the like we are cultivating the different type of the crops. There I told you. Otherwise, we are people they are doing the fishing and they are collecting. It may be from the rivers. Otherwise, maybe from the sea or whatever it is, means they are collecting the fishing. They are engaged with the activity of the fishing. Then some of the people, like I told you, they are collecting different type of the items. It may be like wood, otherwise honey. It may be wax collection. These type of the things they are collecting from the forest areas. So these group of the things, it is these type of the activities, they are coming in the first group, as I told you, that is primary sector. Then the second one is secondary activities. In the case of secondary activities, what the people are doing, they are collecting some of the items from the nature, but after that they will be converting this into another type. Means they will be producing something else. Means they are collecting the materials required, raw materials they may be collecting from the nature, but after that they will be converting this into another product. In this case, we will be these type of the things are coming in the category of what secondary activities. So in the case of secondary activities like construction, otherwise manufacturing, these type of the things that is coming in the group of secondary sector. Then the next one is tertiary sector. In the case of tertiary sector, the people they are providing the support for the functioning of the primary and secondary activities. Like in this case, the people they are providing different type of the services they are rendering. They are offering the service functioning of primary and secondary activities. Then here different type of that we can say, like when we discussed about farming activity, agriculture. In fact, agriculture that is coming as a part of the primary sector, I told you. Then after that, then in that case, these people, they may be required different type of the things, like they may be required seeds, they may be required the different type of chemical fertilizers, they may be required. Otherwise, after the cultivation, they may be in need of transporting their crops. They may be wanted to transport their products from their land area to another place, a market or something like that. Then they require transportation. Otherwise, we can say they may be in demand of different type. They may be in demand of banking services, like they may be required a credit or something like that. Then these types of the thing, like a communication, transportation, banking sector, otherwise medical, like there may be a number of workers, like doctors, engineers, teachers. These type of the services, all that is coming in the category of what? All these are coming in the category of the tertiary sector. So I hope now it is clear for you. Primary sector I told you, then I told you about secondary sector, then tertiary sector. Then students, when we are discussing about these type of the different type of economic activities, when we are taking the Indian population, we are able to see that at the time of independence, means when we have got the independence from the hands from the Britishers, at that time, actually large part of Indian population, actually they were depending the agriculture sector. And at the same time, when we are taking the GDP of India, that was also the agriculture sector was the main contributor of the GDP sector. But nowadays, what happened? Nowadays, actually, the percentage of the population depending upon this agricultural sector gradually decreased. But still, actually, major part of our Indian population, they are directly or indirectly, they are depending the agricultural sector for their livelihood. But still, while comparing with the 1940s and 1950s, the percentage of the people who are they are depending the agricultural sector little bit decreased. But actually, the contributor nowadays, service sector became the major contributor of GDP. So now that we will be explaining with the help of some of the graph given in our NCERT book. Now students, this graph, it is explaining the GDP by primary contribution by primary, secondary and tertiary sectors. Here 2 years it is given here in 1973-74 and 2013-14. Then this green color, that is showing the tertiary sector. Here both cases you are able to see. Then this red color is showing the secondary sector, and blue color is it is shown by the primary sector. So when here we are seeing, means actually the contribution here almost it was the same in the case of 1973-74, but actually major part it is given by the primary sector only. But when we are taking the year 2013-14, you are able to experience the difference. The contribution of this is green color, what I told you, that is the contribution of the tertiary sector increased. While comparing with here this 1973-74 and 2013-14, like here we are able to experience a drastic change. So the contribution of the tertiary sector increased. In the second position, that is the secondary sector, and here comparatively less contribution, that is by the primary sector. Now this graph, it is showing the share of sectors in employment. 72-73 when we are considering, here near about 74% of the Indian population, they were depending on the primary sector. Then 11% that is secondary sector, and 15% of the Indian population they were depending for employment, they were depending the 15% were depending the tertiary sector. So 74, 11 and 15%, that was the contribution by primary, secondary and tertiary sector for providing employment opportunities. But now here also, as I told you, means actually still the major contributor of employment, that is still the primary sector only. But actually here also means actually in the case of this primary and secondary and tertiary sector, we are able to see an increase from the 11, now it became 24, and from the 15, now the tertiary sector is providing near about 27% of the employment opportunities. But see here, see the students, you should know that this 49% means actually it is not like that everybody is directly engaged with the primary activities. A number of the population means they may be depending the primary sector indirectly also. So anyway, directly or indirectly, the primary sector is providing employment opportunities to a great percentage, major part of the Indian population. And now means actually the comparatively the more number of the people started to depend the secondary and tertiary sector for the employment opportunities. Now students, when we discussed about this GDP, you may be thinking that what is this GDP? GDP means it is the amount of total, it is a total amount of final goods and services produced in a country during an accounting year. So here I used one particular term, final goods and services. So what is this final goods and services? See, when we are taking the different type of the goods, like some of the goods means actually that is a finished product, means it have crossed the process of a production process, and now it is ready for the final usage, means we are able to now consume directly. But there are some items are there, means actually that is on the process of a production activity. It means again there is a possibility to add some more amount to its value. So that items are known as intermediate goods, and those items which have crossed the process of the production activity, that is known as the final goods and services. Then whenever we are counting the GDP, always we are considering the value of final goods and services produced in a particular economy during an accounting year. The reason is that because in that actually otherwise the problem of double counting is the possibility, means we wanted to avoid the chances of double counting. So we are doing like that. In our country India, this task of calculating the GDP, that is done by the central government ministry with the support of all the Indian states and union territories. So the next portion we will be continuing tomorrow.